Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech, and welcome back. Before we get started, I need to recap just a little bit. So, last episode, we built ourselves a little ore detector machine, and then I flipped it as I was out searching for ores, and that's where we ended the last episode. Well, in between episodes, I went ahead and attached a rotor to the front of the thing and flipped it back over again, repaired it, and went out searching for ores. Unfortunately, after going up into the mountains to get an unknown signal, I made a mistake on the way back down and misjudged the steepness of a cliff. So our little unnamed food item is no longer. However, I was able to find some cobalt before that happened, so today's episode we are going to get finally some cobalt. You ready to do that? I know I am. It's way out there, 5.7 kilometers out. It's not too bad. It's a quick flight, so we're just going to grab some of the minimal things that we need, and I'll meet you over at our new mining outpost. Okay, here we are, theoretically. Somewhere around here. Directly below my feet. Let's just go straight down and find this thing. Aha, there it is. Oh, beautiful cobalt. Okay. I think we're just going to go ahead and set up an underground mining facility here. Okay. Now we can place everything I'm holding in there. And I am running out of power, but luckily I brought some power kits that I found in an unknown signal. So we can use those to kind of help out. We'll do a little recharge there. Okay. Look, it's the beginnings of a base. Now what I need to do is get this, like, actually make a hole, probably straight up-ish. I don't know. But before I do that, I want to get down and grab just a little bit of cobalt to bring back with me. Because then I can start making grids and start making, like, lots of useful things. It's mostly stone. Okay, come on. Give me cobalt. Give me cobalt. There we go. There we go. A nearly full inventory with just cobalt? Yes. So let's take this back. We're going to have to make a better entrance when we come back to... Where's my base? Where's my base? I think it's this. Did I lose track of my base? I think it's this way. What is that? Oh, yeah. There's the beacon for my store that's nearby. Alright, I'm so excited about this. Cobalt. Yes. It's making cobalt. Okay. So, with that cobalt, we can make metal grid. And with that metal grid, we can make a refinery. Like a full-size refinery and a full-size assembler and all kinds of wonderful things. Oh, make all the metal grid. Make me 100 of the stuff if you can. Though, probably going to be a while. That makes me feel so much better. For some reason, I forgot how slow cobalt is to process. Even in a full-size refinery, it's slow. And in a basic refinery, that little bit that I brought back, just my own inventory's worth, not even a whole inventory, if my estimations are correct, we're talking several hours to process all that cobalt. So I'm thinking what I need is a refinery set up at the new base, including power and, like, we need to do all the things over there. So I'm going to make a bunch of trips, or at least enough to kind of just get the basic setup, and I'll be back in a minute. Well, a minute for you. It's going to be probably an hour for me. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I'll admit, it's been a couple hours. I have been working hard. The base over there is looking pretty decent. We still got some work to do on it, but I also realized I haven't shown you guys something that I did in between last episode and this one. I added in a hinge right here, which, you know, had the benefit of pushing it just one block further, but it also allowed me to swing this drill back and forth and grab larger quantities of stone with just a single drill. So, I don't know, I just wanted you guys to see that. I don't have any buttons or anything set up out here, which I probably should do. For right now, I just kind of turn on the drill and then go find the hinge and set the angle that I want. I think, yeah, here, we can run this for a second. So if I go to the hinge, I can set the lower limit to, let's do like 46. You don't want to go too far, or else you could end up busting the thing. And then I go into the piston and reverse. And I've got it set pretty slow because I really don't want to break it. Actually, right now it's not as big a deal. Let's see. Speed this up just a tad. Yeah, like that. That should be good. Anyway, so that ends up grabbing a bunch more stone and making me a little bit more space back here. And then with that space, I can actually set up, you know, more drill bits or extra hinges, that kind of thing, if I wanted to get more stone. It's still chewing through Cobalt, even though it has been a while. Oh yeah, and I was able to buy an elite welder. I got enough money. Unknown signal. Okay, well, let's head over to the base that I have created over there. And I'll grab this unknown signal on the way. Okay, here she is. What do you think? I've got power, I've got a refinery, I've got a full-sized assembler, I've got an ore detector, and then I've got my little seat up here for when I run out of power. It also acts as a way to see the output of the ore detector. So if I turn it on, you can see we got some silver over there, we've got silicon there, and some nickel as well. So we'll be able to drill. I think we might set up kind of a whole outward drilling spot down there. But I'm thinking at first I want to make like a fairly large like mine shaft going straight down. And I've already got my food item figured out for this base. Care to guess what it is? It's not there yet. There's a lot more work to be done to make it look like it. But I'm kind of thinking I'm going to make it look like a sandwich. So this is the bottom layer of bread. This would be our condiments, and I'll add some other things besides just that. And then I'll put another layer of bread on the top. And then that is like the toothpick with the little tassels on the end of it that sometimes they stick in sandwiches. I don't know. It's the best I could come up with. Don't laugh at me too much. There is kind of a limit to what we have available here, but I have been kind of manually grabbing some stone, and there's more down there. Let's start off by just getting a bunch of stone by setting up a drill system. This is going to be very temporary. So I'm thinking, if you're hearing a hum in the background right now, it is my air conditioner, because it is quite warm where I am. And, well, I wasn't going to be able to record this video unless I could run my air conditioner, so I apologize for the extra sound, but that's what it is. Steel plates, construction components. Are you able to actually make anything, or no, you're out of iron? Of course you are. Oh, I need 4 more. Come on, just give me just a few more. There we go. That's enough to get this thing started. That's all I ask. Drill on, piston, reverse. It's going to grab a whole bunch of ice, and then it should get down into the stone. I hope it gets down into the stone. Oh man, that's going to be a lot of ice. Am I even going to be able to oh, right. There we go. Just do that. Okay, it barely got into the stone. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this back up, and then we have to move the whole thing down again. Oh. I almost forgot. There's a ton of stone and ice in here. And then obviously I can't place a drill right there, but I might be able to turn this hinge to an angle where it can. I want it to go, yeah, that way. That might work. Haha, just barely. Look at that. And then it's lower than it was before, so I need to do this if we want that drill or that hinge to be able to rotate. Let's turn the drill on. And let's rotate this hinge back a little bit. Nope, not that way. This way. Oh, hey, pro tip. If you decrease the torque, you're less likely to break your hinges and whatnot. You see, right now, it'd probably be snapping that hinge or damaging it in some way. But instead, it just kind of gives it a little bit of give so it doesn't destroy itself. And then we're going to want a very low angle on this for, or it might break anyway. Really? Hinge. Let's go ahead and add a small head. You can have a small head on a hinge? That's cool. But no, I want a full one. And then I want it to be facing pretty much straight down. Okay. Let's get back to this. Drill on. Piston. Reverse. Get stone. Oh, I keep waiting for it to like start automatically pulling from this, but that's not working. Or not going to work. Because we need to connect that up. Let's see, can we... let's get that going. I want to do this in the cheapest way possible for right now. This is actually working pretty well now. So I've got it all hooked up. Refinery's doing its thing, and we've got a lot of stone and a lot of ice. As a matter of fact, we're going to be running out of space in the cargo container here pretty quick. And the refinery's pretty full. You know, we're getting a lot of ice out of this. I wonder if I should set up a hydrogen generator. You know, the thing is, though, my battery is doing just fine, so I don't have to worry about that. I need like an enclosed office I can work from or something. Oh. Or, crazy thought, why don't I just set up a cockpit? So if I put that there, There we go. So now while I'm in here, not only can I see what's going on down there, but I'll be getting power and, I mean, once I make an O2 generator, I'll be getting oxygen and hydrogen and all that kind of thing. I like that idea. Plus, I'll have all these buttons. So, drill on off, hinge, piston. I like to do increase and decrease velocity on these. Just gives me a little bit more control about when it stops. For the hinge, I'll go ahead and remove the limits. Yeah, like that. That works. Now, I'm going to actually stop it right now because I want to make sure that I'm not filling up everything with stone. I am not. It already processed all that stone. Nice. Okay. It's a good temporary solution. Now, I do still have a lot more space to clear, so I can either throw on a couple extra drills, which I think might be my best bet at this point. Alright, let's connect these drills together into a group. Hop in here and swap that out. And hopefully this will be okay. Wrong direction. And I have probably just damaged a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. 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 No? No? Did I damage this? No, I didn't. Okay. I know it's not supposed to damage its own grid, but you never know. It's having some trouble. Why is it having trouble? Is it running into something? No! This goofy little, like, bit of ice stuck out. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, it keeps getting stuck on things. I think I need to kind of do a sweep back and forth with it at minimum length here. Oh, just as it's shaking around like that, it's freaking me out. Okay, that's a nicer hole. I like that, but I've changed my mind about how I want this to work. I'm going to tear all this down, and we're going to just run some conveyors straight down to the base where the cobalt actually is. We're going to do our mining down there. Instead of trying to do a whole bunch of pistons and all the problems that come with that, we're just going to do our mining right there at the cobalt. And then from there, we're going to run conveyors out to the other ores that are in the area. At least if they're close enough. The silver is the primary one that I want, and it's only like 90 meters over here. And then we'll have our own little underground ore processing, or ore gathering. All of the processing will be up here on this main floor. So I'm going to have a series of refineries, maybe just 2 or 3, we'll see. And then what we're going to do is we're going to carry the ore back to the original base over by that IGCS store over there. We'll do our processing of the, like all the assembling of to make parts over there, primarily. We'll still have one assembler here just for, you know, the incidental needs and whatnot. Does that sound right? Does that sound reasonable? I think so. Anyway, I'm going to tear this down. I'm going to put in a floor. Probably move some stuff around. And I need an antenna. This should be good. Yeah. We don't need it to broadcast very far. As a matter of fact, what is the default range on this? 5 kilometers? Honestly, even that's too far. Like 1 kilometer is about what I need. Because what I'm going to do now is turn on the ore detector. I want to make sure that I can see exactly where this silver is. I want to see how deep it is. See, it's not very deep. That's good, and it's not actually that far away. So as we're gathering the cobalt down here, we might even find ourselves running into that. Well, time has passed. A lot of time. I actually went away for a vacation and came back a week later, and, well, for you it'll be only seconds yet again. But I may have gone a little bit overboard in between. And I did the whole thing. Yeah, we got a base. Well, maybe not the whole thing. We still have some painting to do and whatnot. But yes, we have an unpainted sandwich. And I moved some stuff around. It is enclosed now. Get my interface back. And yeah. And it's warm in here. Isn't this nice? And I put in a little hangar door. So we can actually open that up and go down inside, and I don't have a button panel for it yet, so I need to do that. I got myself a little bed, because I needed to log out. Survival kit, etc. But we're pretty well set to kind of continue our mining operation from this position. We'll probably expand the sides of this. But before I will go any further, I realized that the name for this place has been almost predetermined. I swear I just came up with this. You see, it's a sandwich, and it kind of looks like a club sandwich, doesn't it? Kind of. I mean, I do need some more work, a little bit more work on it, and then it'll look like a club sandwich, especially with that little thing, the toothpick thing sticking out of it. And it's here to make cobalt. So is it not a cobalt club sandwich? I mean, you probably already know that from the title, but I just thought of that, and I think it's brilliant. And it's a callback to, like, yesteryear for those who have been watching me for a very long time. I made a place called the Cobalt Club a while back. And yeah. Now we just need to make it look like bread. Let's see how this looks. It's a little too clean for bread, isn't it? That's too green. That's like moldy bread. Let's go up here too. Yeah, that looks gross. That looks like it's been sitting out for too long. This also looks like it's been sitting out for too long. Carbon fiber. That looks more bready. Okay. So if I do this, and then the toothpick needs to be... that looks more toothpicky. These guys have to be various colors. It's funny how they stop when I paint them. Is this color okay for bread? I don't know. I am not a color guy. This is, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I am not a color guy. You know what? I know. I'm going to make the middle of this like this cobalt blue. But I had this idea for putting in different, like, condiments, basically. I can do some of this from the inside. Can I get to these? Yes, I can. But if I were to grab, like, let's do a little more, like that color, that looks somewhat sandwichy, leafy, greeny color. Yeah, that looks kind of... a digital camouflage green kind of looks sandwichy, I guess. And then I was thinking if I put in... Oh, I need parts for this. I can use, like, the little things. Like this. There you go. That kind of looks like a little bit of lettuce sticking out the side. Maybe I'll extend it a little bit. There you go. A little piece of lettuce sticking out of there. And then somewhere I'll put some tomato. I wonder if I should make the bread kind of slope out a little bit. I think if I'm going to do that, I'm going to want it to slope out more like that. No. Like... No. Yeah, I just went full circle. That's cool. Like that, maybe? Should that be the edge of the bread? Does that kind of look like... I think that kind of looks like the edge of bread. But I'm going to have to do that all the way around. And then put in little bits and pieces in here. Maybe the tomato would work okay this way. I don't know. Who's to say? Who's to say what tomato is supposed to look like in space when attached to the side of a building? Does it look okay when it's battered? You know what? I'm using it anyway. And then I'm going to go handle some energy stuff, and then I will bring you back after I have decorated. Okay, I'll admit, it's not perfect. It's not... I'm not great at this kind of thing, but it's not too bad. I added a little bit of onion in, because I like myself some red onion. And I made the leaf a little bit bigger, and that's about it. Added some bread around the whole thing. And then I replaced the toothpick with something a little more toothpicky. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, why did I agree to do a series that involved making things look good? That's just silly. Maybe it's because I like to try new things. Anyway, there it is. The Cobalt Club Sandwich. I'm happy with that. I also added in a little button thing here. So... if you have not seen the new button panel in the latest update, it's very cool. They finally added little individual screens. So there's 4 individual screens. You can set them up like any other LCD. And yeah, it's nice because you can see exactly what things are without having to walk up to it and read the little tiny blue text. So we can turn on the detection system and we can see where our different ores are, and we can open up the mine doors. So I've been getting all of my iron from down here by just kind of moving this arm around, and it works pretty good. And I'm thinking that what we're going to do next is probably extend... oh jeez, completely lost direction. Where am I? Where's up? That's up. Okay. We're going to extend this arm all the way down, like using multiple pistons, until I can get down to the cobalt. And then I'm going to run a series of conveyors. And then I think I'm going to build a thing down here, like a mining arm, to try and get all of the ore, or at least a decent amount of it down here. Put in the comments what you think I should do that, you know, there's a lot of different ways to go about a mining system. And I want to do something fun and interesting down there. I also want to set up something that I can actually extend out and get silver and silicon. And, I mean, it'd be kind of fun to try and go even further and go and get... I think there's some other things nearby. And I'm probably going to set up some sort of way of finding those. Because we're not too far away from iron and gold, I believe. And it wouldn't be bad to get those. Anyway, what did you think of this episode? Write it down in the comments. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. If you're going to hit the thumbs down button, I'm cool with that. But just let me know in the comments why. That's all. I don't ask for much. And I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.